the issue of fuel is this, right? This fuel price thing is not going to come down. Instead, it's going to go up. Now, when the fuel price went up, there's a very dark man no talk. In all honesty, I didn't say anything because I am now privileged to some information that if I talk for public, they go ask me, they'll come for me, and they go ask me, say, how I take get the information.
Okay, so if you VDM talk then will come for you. Now, me na fuel subsidy expert. I know quite a lot about fuel subsidy and how the NNPC operates. So I don't talk many things about NNPC, don't expose many things about NNPC. So it go they hard say you get any privileged information where you get, when I not get. But I not say they impossible. So I want to make an appeal to you. If there's any such information, privileged information as you claim that you have, and you're afraid to put it out there in the public for your own security or safety reasons, I totally understand that. But I will ask that you just privately share those information with me. I have been doing a lot of work on exposing the activities of the NNPC, particularly with respect to the hike in fuel price, how it is a fraud, how it is unnecessary, how it is wicked, how fuel subsidy is a hoax, it's a scam, and all of that. So I'm not afraid to expose that privileged information. You can just put it somewhere, share the link with me. It's totally not going to be traceable. If you want, you could send it through somebody else so that it's not traceable back to you. You can create a new email account, anything. Just let me have it, and I will put it out there because we need to shine light on the activities of these people. We cannot continue to allow them the comfort of darkness to operate because they can only operate in darkness. When light comes, darkness disappears. And the only way for us to shine light on the activities of these people is for us to share whatever privileged information that will expose the activity as much as possible. So if you cannot share it, I appeal to you, please share it with me.
So I will just, from my own calculation, I will just say the best possible way out of all these things. Now, somebody don't come out saying be Messiah, saying I ain't go make this fuel thing, he go stabilize them and all. But that's not true. That one is also part of them. Yes, that one is part of them. Have you asked yourself why the other refinery what we get for Nigeria stopped to the work over the years? It is a deliberate thing because these cabals, where they in charge of this movement, they will rather make Nigeria burn down than make a fine solution to this fuel price, than make the money where they come their account stop to the come or make the money reduce. They would rather burn the country down. Now, there's
So I agree with you. These people, they don't care about anything but their pockets. But many people are making a mistake. Say there is somebody who claims he's the Messiah. Many people are trying to guess that you're talking about Peter Obi. I don't know if it's Peter Obi. If it is, you can kindly just confirm to us if you can. But if you cannot, I want to just hazard my guess that it's not Peter Obi, it is Dangote Refineries. And Dangote himself, they are the ones that have come to position Dangote Refinery as if it is the solution to all the fuel crisis of Nigeria. And it is not. Dangote is just another capitalist backed by the IMF and World Bank agencies or IFCs, whom he said gave him funding. But he didn't tell us how or the nature of such fundings, whether it is for equity funding or whether it's for loan. I guess it's a combination of both. But he has not told us. So it's most likely that from the way those IFC corporations operate that I know, they will do a combination of both equity funding and loans, which means that they will own part of the Dangote refineries. So Dangote refinery is being positioned. There's a lot of propaganda out there trying to make him look like he's the Messiah of fuel in Nigeria, but he is not. In fact, you can call him another Antichrist. Really. You made mention of why our refinery is not working. I've done tremendous journalistic work on this. I have traced it back and I said, look at Dangote. It is very, very possible that he is linked to why the refineries are not working. Perhaps him and Femi Otedola are still angry that Yaradua took it from them after Obasanjo sold it to them in just before 2027, before leaving. So perhaps they're still not happy and Dangote refinery will not thrive, will not maximize profits unless our refineries are not working. So if you're looking or asking why our refineries are not working, the first thing is to look at government. But then again, who stands to benefit the most? Dangote. So is it possible that he is the reason our refineries are not working, or could he be connected? These are questions that are out there in the open.
Only one solution to all this problem is to reduce the demand in fuel. How do you reduce the demand in fuel? First of all, create 24 hours power in Nigeria. Only that alone will reduce the demand in fuel, because the rural areas, they usually have no lights. They are the people that buy more fuel. You understand? They are the people that buy more fuel. If you just create 24 hours and they start getting lights in all those areas, they don't need lights in their generator to power their fan. They don't need light in their generator to sell their beer parlor for money tonight, to cool their fridge. They don't need lights. They don't need fuel to do a lot of things that they use fuel for, especially in the rural areas, therefore defeating the demand in fuel.
Reducing the demand in fuel, you are saying that they should give 24 hours supply. I need to inform you that there are many people right now who are running away from 24 hours electricity supply because of band A and all that. So if they give you 24 hours of electricity, the question is, do you have the purchasing power to pay for it? That's the question. So it's not about, oh, reduce the demand for fuel. The demand for fuel will not go down even if you give 24 hours electricity, because the majority, the bulk of it is for transportation, not even for generator. How many people are buying generators these days and fueling it, particularly with the cost of fuel now? So it is in transportation, and you shouldn't be looking at reducing the cost of demand or reducing the demand for fuel. What you should be looking at is, how do you increase or improve the purchasing power of the people? And don't forget that even the electricity you're talking about, they say they are subsidizing it, and they're charging an arm and a leg for it. So that's not a way to go. We need to expose the corruption that is in NNPC and expose Mele Kyari for what is going on in the NNPC, and let the Nigerians on the streets know that it is because of Mele Kyari, it is because of Bola Ahmed Tinubu that they are buying fuel expensive. It's because of them. NNPC can actually sell fuel, not sell fuel, give fuel to Nigerians free of charge for a full year, and they will still be making profit. So there's absolutely no reason for NNPC to even increase the price of fuel to 617 in the first place, not to talk of now increasing it to over 1,200, 1,300. Absolutely no justifications for that.
So if we can get 24 hours power in Nigeria, the fuel price, the demand for it will reduce. That's when you go to filling station and you see like 2-3 people. Do you understand? I'm just telling you the honest truth. Now, the only problem with creating 24 hours power in Nigeria is that these same cabals that are making money for fuel will also frustrate anyone that tries to do it. They will make sure the plan to create power in Nigeria 24 hours will fail. Do you understand? They'll make sure it fails. Now, there are 3 refineries in Nigeria before Baba bring you on right now. Those 3 refineries, 2 are meant to refine our own crude, right? One of them is not meant to refine our own crude. One of them is to exchange crude with Iraq, right? They go exchange crude with all these other countries where they get oil, because our crude is light. Their own crude for there, they're very, very strong. They're stronger than our own. So now to send their own, refine and exchange them, there's a way they do the exchange, right? So this other 2, why has it stopped functioning? They know what they are doing, right? Like I said, me, if I talk past like this now, go ask questions, say, where this boy, how this boy take get this thing, and who give him this thing, and how does he know? Do you understand? But here's the only thing. So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu,
This cabal, we cannot continue to give them leeway to operate. The cabal are human beings too. The cabal will not live forever. And if we keep saying cabal, cabal, ooh, and shudder when you hear cabal, who is the cabal? Not be people. Now people did there. So if you are not able to give her that information, I will say it again. Share the information with us. There are people who are not afraid to put the information out there. Even though I doubt if there's any privileged information you have that I do not already have. What we need, and this should help you also, because you're concerned about them targeting you individually for saying whatever privileged information you think you have. If all of us are releasing the information simultaneously at the same time and the information is spread, then it will be difficult and even almost impossible for them to single out any single individual. That is what we need. All right? We cannot continue to hide from these people. We have the numbers. How many are they? They are few. Yes, they may have access to resources, to weapons that they can use to do damage. But we have the numbers. And if we take advantage of our numbers, their weapons become useless. So let's not continue to hide or run away from whatever we think will be harm they can cause to us. We need to continue to speak truth to power, regardless of whose ox is God. Okay, we need to do that. Very, very important.
If I were you, I would dedicate, in order to be the good president, you would dedicate, even if you won't dedicate 6 years of your regime. Yes, 6 years, because to be very honest, I'm not part of those people that are delusional, that we think in the next 2027 something big will happen in the election. No, I'm not delusional. You understand? 2027, nothing can happen there. The person who did there will continue. You understand?
That's not true. That's the propaganda they have sold you. But there's something that I must tell you or remind you, because I'm sure you already know, VDM. If you try, you may win. If you don't, you have already failed. The fact that we have a Tinubu in Aso Rock right now, who you believe, from what you say now, is a master of rigging and cannot be removed legitimately, does not mean that people should stop trying to do the right thing. So don't call people who say they want to vote Tinubu out in 2027, don't call them ignorant, don't call them naive. In fact, I might call you naive for thinking along such lines. Although I know that it's a narrative that the APC and the Tinubu camp have been pushing to discourage people from even trying to organize against Tinubu. From the things that we have seen, Tinubu is not invincible. Yes, he may have the power of incumbency, but he's defeatable. And we plan to defeat him in 2027. We will definitely try to defeat him. And if we do all our things right, we have 7 strategies that will unseat him at the polls in 2027. So I will urge you, you have a voice, and I have seen you as somebody who speaks for the people. You cannot now be speaking for the oppressors of the people, except you think that Tinubu is acting in the best interest of the people, which he is not. If he were acting in the best interest of the people, he would not increase the pump price of petrol, something that even Buhari refused to do. He resisted the IMF and the World Bank that much. So if he was acting in the interest of the people, he would not devalue the naira. Oh, okay, you and I know that those who are making content online are getting dollars, and even though I make some few dollars online, and as I know you do make dollars online, doesn't mean that we should be rejoicing at the devaluation of the naira, because it is causing other harm to us elsewhere. Forget that you have the dollars in your bank account or in your pocket. When you convert these monies to naira, your purchasing power is tremendously reduced. And not to talk of the hardship and the suffering that is bringing on those who are not as privileged as you and I to make money or earn dollars online. So let's not think for a second that Tinubu's devaluation of the naira helps anybody, even though it helps a very minute few. It still hurts them in the long run if we sit down and look at it critically. So Tinubu's policies are anti-people. We must not stop telling him this. We must continue to tell him this, regardless of whether or not you think that he is defeatable. You must continue to let him know that his policies are anti-people, and except you're telling us that we are not in a democracy. So if he is a master rigger and you believe that he has all the strategies to rig himself continuously in office beyond 2027, is this something that you should be proud of? Are you supposed to say that you are esoteric, you are part of the learned few who know that Tinubu is a master strategist that should be studied. I don't believe it should be studied, because his persona is one that actually erodes our value system. Everything that is supposed to be core values for Nigeria, his persona erodes it. So we should not be talking about eulogizing or celebrating somebody like Tinubu. We should actually be speaking truth to power. To him, telling him the truth. His policies are anti-people. There's no reason absolutely whatsoever for the NNPC or Tinubu to increase the pump price of petrol. Absolutely no reason.
So if you don't understand how this game will work, then you sabi. So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if I were you, I would dedicate 6 years of your regime to do it. The only problem you made, why a lot of people does not like you, why a lot of people just get this bad this thing against you, now because you were not calculative. In your first year, you would have used your first year to analyze and to see all the problems when you see all the problems inside the office before making some decisions. You just came, boom, remove fuel subsidy, remove this, remove that, remove that. You understand? You just remove the one where you get direct impact on the people. You'd have started with the one where no get direct impact on the people. You remove fuel price, people start to suffer immediately. That was a very harsh decision. But in order to cross that part now, we need 24 hours power in Nigeria to frustrate the demand of fuel price.
24 hours electricity supply will not stop the suffering, the hardship that is in the land. And am I sensing that you're trying to be nice to Tinubu, to romance him, despite knowing that his policies are bad? Please, don't be. The energy, the passion with which you fight for the average citizen on the street, don't let that disappear now that it is a Tinubu we're talking about, or a Dangote, or a Mele Kyari, or an NNPC. Don't let that disappear. Because the truth is, whatever fight you fight, those people, the cosmetics people and all that, it solves just a little fight. For every one Jenny's Glow, there are 1,000 others that you're not able to reach that are still operational right now. And it's because you have people like Bola Ahmed Tinubu in power as president of Nigeria. So if you want to achieve more, so you don't need to begin to build more boreholes, except you enjoy building boreholes. And of course, you know that there's a limit to the amount of boreholes you can build. For every borehole you build, there are millions others who need boreholes, but they are not getting it because of the bad policies and the bad governance and the bad leadership of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration. So if you want to maximize the impact of your activism, of your efforts, it is better you go to the source. Come to the source. Let's deal with the policies of people like Bola Tinubu. That's what we need to do. It's not to rub hands on their head and tell them they know how to rig. Oh, we should not bother to try. We will try, and we will indeed continue to try. And then 24 hours electricity, affordability. How is Tinubu going to increase the purchasing power of people? He already said he's going to reduce their purchasing power, and he has done an amazing job of that in just about 1 year. Purchasing power is reduced amazingly, and with reduced purchasing power, it doesn't matter if you give people 24 hours, if they are not 24 hours electricity, if they are not able to purchase it, it's as well useless. So increase in purchasing power. That can only happen if he reverses the fuel price, yes, at the pump, and also strengthen our naira. Those are two fantastic things that he can also do. Truth be told.
Frustrate the demand of fuel. 24 hours power will frustrate the demand of fuel. That's just the truth. Go to the market. They don't have lights. A lot of people that use cooling system to do business. And this electricity we are talking about is also going to create innovations, jobs. A lot of things will go right with 24 hours power in the country. Honestly, think about it. Don't play. But like I said, the person who will be saint is not a saint. The person who is supposed to be the Messiah is not a Messiah. It's also coming to come up.
Okay, the person who's supposed to be saint is not saint. I believe that's Dangote you're talking about and Dangote refineries, and not Peter Obi, as many people are speculating. All right. And that 24 hours supply is not the way out. Purchasing power is the way out. That's what we should focus on. How do you improve people's purchasing power? You reduce cost of production and you create jobs. Those are the things. But right now, the policies, these two policies of Tinubu, they're killing jobs and they're reducing people's purchasing power. And we must let Tinubu know. We must let him know. And if he fails to listen, like he has always failed to listen up to now, despite all the revelations that we have made on NNPC and Mele Kyari, on the fuel subsidy scam, which I am sure he already knows, despite all of it, he's taken no positive action. In fact, even the Senate committee or the National Assembly Joint Committee that is supposed to probe the NNPC strangely just indefinitely suspended it. And it's not like even the National Assembly do not already have the information about the scam and the fraud of the NNPC. They already knew. So we need to hold these people accountable. Yours is a very big voice. Please don't let people like Tinubu come and adulterate it. Don't. You can do well without them. Forget the allure of money.